In recent times, there have been alarming reports of counterfeit US dollars being circulated by Chinese banks. Shockingly, some Chinese tourists aren't aware they are spending fake money, but some intentionally use it extensively in the United States. Welcome to China Reporter. Join us as we explore this troubling trend. Recently, there is a video that is spreading on the internet sharing the feelings of a clerk of a famous Chinese bank. He was willing to speak up to expose the truth about Chinese banks. As a former staff member of a Chinese bank, I feel compelled to shed light on the unsettling truth behind the trading of fake US dollars within our institution. For too long, I remained silent, but I can no longer turn a blind eye to the deception and dishonesty in my organization. In my bank, there exists a network of individuals within the bank who engage in the illicit trade of counterfeit currency. These individuals exploit vulnerabilities in my bank system to distribute fake US dollars to unsuspecting customers, betraying the trust of those we serve. I witnessed firsthand the callous disregard for integrity and ethics in my banks and other Chinese banks that prioritize profit over principles. Despite the risks and consequences, they continue to perpetrate this fraud, jeopardizing the financial well-being of countless individuals and businesses. This video has raised concerns about the use of counterfeit money in Chinese banks. This issue is really serious because when only a bank trades with fake money, it will affect millions of individuals and companies who are the customers of this bank. Even more, according to the sayings of this clerk, many Chinese banks implemented this immoral behavior so it can influence the development of a whole country. Besides, it has sparked speculation regarding the true intentions of the Chinese government, with some suggesting that there may be a more sinister motive at play beyond the surface. There are speculations that the issuance of counterfeit dollars by the Chinese government could be a strategic response to address the demand for the US dollar. One individual shared their experience in 2020 exchanging a substantial sum of money at a bank, only to be informed by bank staff that the funds were unusable. Instead, they were advised to convert it back into Chinese currency for domestic use, with a warning against using it abroad or depositing it in foreign banks. This revelation left them shocked, as the bank staff failed to provide any explanation. Furthermore, it is speculated that the circulation of counterfeit US dollars may serve to alleviate the urgent situation concerning China's foreign currency reserves amid the nation's economic downturn. Data from China's State Administration of Foreign Exchange indicates a significant decline in foreign exchange reserves by the end of September last year, reaching 3 trillion US dollars. This marked a decrease of 45 billion USD, or 1.42% from August, representing the second consecutive month of decline and the most substantial drop in 7 months. However, a report from the China Business Network underscored that major banks in urban centers, such as the Bank of China, China Construction Bank, and China Merchants Bank, are witnessing substantial levels of foreign currency transactions for residents. It is very doubtful. It increasingly confirms the accuracy of the above video. Notably, this is not the first incident of counterfeit US dollars dispensed by the Bank of China. A Chinese tourist who asserted having journeyed to the United States recently posted a video revealing that the US dollar bills she acquired from the Bank of China were discovered to be counterfeit upon her attempt to utilize them in the US. I was filled with excitement at the prospect of visiting the United States, and I made it a priority to exchange my money for US dollars at the Bank of China before my departure. However, my enthusiasm quickly turned to embarrassment when I encountered a deeply troubling situation while spending money today. The cashier informed me that the dollars I had were counterfeit, prompting disbelief and frustration. I initially struggled to accept this revelation, insisting that my money was exchanged at the Bank of China, a reputable institution. However, the cashier explained that they typically wouldn't use a counterfeit detection pen, but instead relied on checking the number 100 text printed on the bottom right corner of the bill. Real US dollars only have a slight embossment, whereas the number on the counterfeit bill appeared significantly more pronounced. This discovery left me feeling not only angry but also deeply disappointed. I had placed my trust in the Bank of China, and their failure to ensure the authenticity of the currency has not only caused me personal embarrassment, but also reflects poorly on the reputation of the Chinese people as a whole. Link video PV. Can other countries print US dollars indiscriminately? Of course not, because it raises important issues surrounding currency production, legality, and international relations. The production of US dollars is tightly controlled and regulated by the United States government, specifically through its central bank, the Federal Reserve. The US dollar serves as the world's primary reserve currency and is widely used in international trade and finance. The process of currency production involves sophisticated security features and protocols to ensure authenticity and prevent counterfeiting. These security measures are implemented by the U.S. Bureau of Engraving and Printing, which is responsible for designing and manufacturing U.S. banknotes. Counterfeiting, or the unauthorized production of currency, is a serious crime punishable by law in virtually every country, including the United States. This means that any attempt by other countries to print US dollars without authorization from the US government would be illegal and considered a form of counterfeiting. Therefore, the action of the CCP is completely illegal. It needs to be punished appropriately. Large banks in China, such as Bank of China, China Construction Bank, and China Merchants Bank, are all suspected of using fake US dollars. This situation is quite unlikely to happen without the permission and intervention of the CPP behind it. The Chinese government is arrogantly practicing what international law prohibits. Even scarier, some individuals deliberately circulate these fake dollars in the US. Are the Chinese truly trying to disrupt the US market? In Mount Airy, the local police agency recently issued a citywide warning about the appearance of counterfeit money suspected to be from China. Everything comes from an incident that happened in the locality. At McDonald's on North Andy Griffith Parkway, an unknown suspect bought his lunch meal. After that, paid and left with a counterfeit $100 bill. A few days later, it was just discovered by the staff of the store of McDonald's and reported to the police. A report from local police said that in addition to the traditional counterfeit bills that circulate periodically and find their way into local cash registers, there is a new variety. First, there was the so-called movie prop money labeled for motion picture use only, which has victimized some in the area, and now the bills bearing Chinese characters have come onto the scene. Anyone coming into contact with money containing Chinese letters or symbols should beware. It's not real currency. From the actual pictures, fake USD has some red letters which are printed quite large on the bill. Except for the Chinese markings on both sides, which are easily spotted by the naked eye, the bill looks genuine. It contains the familiar figure of President Andrew Jackson on the front side and the White House on the reverse. It also has a smoother texture and seems lighter than legal tender. There's no difficulty in owning counterfeit money. It is available on the internet sites with the offering price of little than $2 for 5 $100 bills. In common, fake money often appears in stores and restaurants during the holiday season. With a lot of business transactions occurring, clerks in stores or fast food restaurants unfortunately sometimes are too pressured to examine bills received at the businesses as closely as they might otherwise. And they're not always able to exercise due diligence and check for authentic currency. This is also the loophole that allows counterfeit money to circulate in stores. Police officials haven't investigated clearly how money with Chinese characters infiltrated the American monetary system. However, reports indicate that the currency does originate in China, where it is printed for training purposes. Chinese bank clerks use it to help them learn how to count and identify authentic American currency that often comes their way, due to being passed or exchanged by business and leisure travelers to their country. However, the severity of this incident is still not too great because it happened locally. Referring to matters of counterfeit money, there is an incident in 2021. U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers at the Chicago International Mail Facility seized 281 shipments containing various counterfeit bills and $100 bills, of which 95 came from China. Specifically, on April 16th, authorities of the IMF intercepted the 2 first shipments. The first package had 1,492 $100 bills, equivalent to $149,200, and was destined for a residence in Georgia. The second parcel contained 97 $100 bills, equivalent to $9,700, and was destined for a residence in Texas. Both shipments were declared as bar props. However, counterfeiting Federal Reserve notes is a federal crime. On April 21st, CBP officers seized 279 packages, all containing various denominations of coins. The first seizure of the night included 88 parcels containing 2,000 coins. The subsequent seizure included 93 parcels containing 2,500 coins. The third seizure of the night was 52 parcels containing 908 counterfeit coins. The final seizure was 46 parcels containing 1,200 coins. In total, officers seized 39.5 penny coins, 6,003 Hub Dread $100 coins, and $282.5 coins. Most coins have buffalo, bald eagle, or Native American embossed on them. Collectibles are sold for profit. When counterfeit currency infiltrates the monetary system, it undermines confidence in the currency itself and the institutions responsible for managing it. Individuals may become hesitant to deposit their money in banks or engage in financial transactions, fearing the risk of receiving counterfeit bills in return. This loss of trust can lead to increased withdrawals, destabilizing the banking system and hampering its ability to function effectively. Fake currency poses a significant barrier to a country's participation in international trade. If a nation's currency is perceived as unreliable or counterfeit, it can hinder its ability to conduct transactions with foreign partners. Other countries may impose trade barriers or restrictions, unwilling to accept a currency that lacks credibility. As a result, the affected country may experience decreased export revenue, difficulty accessing foreign markets, and disruptions in global trade relations. The presence of fake currency can distort economic data, complicating the task of policymakers in making informed decisions. Economic indicators such as inflation rates, GDP growth, and unemployment figures may be skewed by the circulation of counterfeit bills. This distortion undermines the accuracy of economic assessments and can lead to misguided policy responses. Ineffective economic policies may exacerbate existing challenges or create new ones, perpetuating economic instability and hindering growth. The proliferation of fake currency stimulates advancements in counterfeit technology, posing a broader security threat beyond the economy. Counterfeiters continuously innovate their methods to produce more convincing counterfeit bills, leveraging technological advancements in printing, materials, and security features. This technological arms race not only facilitates the production of fake currency, but also fuels illicit activities such as counterfeiting of documents, identity theft, and cybercrime. The growing sophistication of counterfeit technology underscores the need for robust security measures and vigilance in combating such threats. Small businesses are particularly vulnerable to the adverse effects of fake currency due to their limited resources and capabilities. When counterfeit bills are used in transactions, small businesses may suffer financial losses, impacting their profitability and viability. The inability to detect counterfeit currency may deter businesses from accepting cash payments or force them to invest in expensive counterfeit detection technology, further straining their financial resources. Ultimately, the harm inflicted on small businesses undermines their contribution to economic growth and job creation. Key currency poses multifaceted challenges to an economy, ranging from the erosion of trust in financial institutions to disruptions in international trade and distortions in economic data. As counterfeit technology continues to evolve, the risks associated with fake currency extend beyond monetary value, encompassing broader security implications and threats to small businesses. The United States must remain vigilant to prevent the Chinese Communist Party from exploiting counterfeit currency as a means to destabilize the American financial system. The recent incidents involving counterfeit US dollars originating from China highlight the potential threat posed by such illicit activities. Counterfeit currency represents not only a financial risk, but also a strategic tool that could be wielded by adversarial entities like the CCP to undermine the stability and integrity of the U.S. financial system.